Hi there, this is Jen, and thanks so much for stopping by today. Today I have another fairy card from the Fairy Hug store, and I wanted to mention really quickly that if you're in the UK, the craft store will be having shows with individual fairy hug stamps on Wednesday and Thursday, so if you watch that channel, be on the lookout for that. And so for my card today, I am using this Birch Tree stamp set. I was going to use this Party Lights stamp, and I decided not to. And then this stamp right here is a new stamp. It's called Alexa. And then I'm going to be using a piece of Bristol Smooth cardstock. I don't know what size card this is. It's not 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It is not 6 by 6. It's some odd size because that's the size of the cardstock that I had, but I totally forgot to measure it. So I'm going to start out by doing a little bit of stamping with these Lavinia dye inks and some clear heat embossing. So I'm going to ink up both of those colors on one stamp, and then I will cover that with some clear embossing powder. And I'm basically just going to repeat this across the card panel. There are 2 birch tree stamps in this stamp set, and I was so involved with doing this birch tree that I totally forgot that there was another one, and so I remembered it at the end, so that's why there is one that's a little bit different than the others. But I went ahead and followed the same process as far as inking up and then covering with clear embossing powder and then heat setting that. And then I have this circle template or spotlight template, and I'm going to use this to create the moon in the background. I am using Della blue Lavinia inks. This is a newer color for the Lavinia Elements ink line, and I'm taking a finger dauber and just coloring that in using that circle. And then I'm also going to use the color Violet Chalk, which is another new ink color from the Elements line. These are really juicy inks, and it does not take a lot of ink to add the color. For the Violet Chalk, I'm just going around mainly the outside and then trying to blend that in with the blue. And then I'm going to take my rag and try and get some of that ink off of the embossed areas of those birch trees. And then for the background, I am using the blue Lagoon. So I'm going to alternate the blue Lagoon, and I believe I used the Mermaid color again. And then I just ripped a piece of paper to add kind of like some clouds in the background. I want to make sure that I leave a little bit of white space in between each of those so that it gives the effect of light coming through the clouds. And so I'm just going to follow that pattern all the way to the top of the birch trees, alternating the colors back and forth. And then I stamped up the Alexa Fairy in some Nocturne, but I didn't get it stamped cleanly on the first try, and so I'm just going in with the black Sharpie to fill in a little bit of those areas that I missed during the stamping. And then I'm going to color in a little bit of the fairy and the fairy wings with some of these Kaisercraft glitter gel pens. And so I'm using mainly silver on the wings, and then on the outside of the wings I'm using a little bit of a blue, and I'll go ahead and fussy cut that out. And I have trimmed down my panel and mounted that to a piece of black cardstock. And then I'm going to take a piece of vellum and cover the entire panel. I really love the way that it kind of gives it a kind of soft look, or an ethereal look, I guess. And so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that vellum, and all I've done is I've taken some double-sided adhesive and went mainly on the birch trees. So that's where I put the adhesive so that it would stick. And you might not be able to see it on the video, but I could see a little bit of the glue coming through, or the adhesive coming through the vellum. And so what I decided to do was I am using a gold glitter pen to go over the areas where the adhesive was showing. And then I added a lot of extra gold as well. And then I'm also going to take the gold pen and go over the little tendrils on the fairy. And then to finish the card off with a sentiment, I am using one of the Holtz Small Talk Occasions sentiment. It says, learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. And that will finish off that card. I hope you enjoyed. If you did like this video or find it informative, please go ahead and give a thumbs up. As always, I thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to spend with me, and I hope to see you next time.